Hey traders, how's everybody doing today? Type of Y in the chat box. You can hear my voice and see the screen. I just want to make sure we got a good connection and everybody can hear me okay. Be greatly appreciated. Welcome anybody who's just joining us for the first time. Anybody who's new, welcome. Perfect. We got Alexis, Boston, Brian, Cameron, Charlie, Dan, Dwayne, George, Gunther, Hugo, James, Gerald, Mill, Rajat, Rodney, Torfin, William. We're gonna give everybody a couple minutes here to log in. While we're waiting, uh, in some big trades right now. Short the S&P. I don't know about you guys, but it's a big trade. And I'm also short the YM. And I've already taken 50% off on that trade. We're going to get into that here in just a minute. But we're not going to do things like we did the last couple of events. We're going to do things a bit differently today. But we're going to give everybody a chance to log in here before we get into that. How many of you guys would just really like to talk more about trading today and not so much about PowerPoints? Type a yes in the chat box if you guys are okay with me taking a different approach to how we do these events. Gerald says yes. Are you guys okay if I just go through the PowerPoints quickly today and then just get right into some really good trading concepts and just doing things that are more adapted to you guys becoming better traders? Type a yes in the chat box. That makes sense to you. Are you guys with me? Can you guys hear me? You guys live, ready to go? Yes? Okay. Fantastic. Great, William. Great. Okay, I'm going to ask a couple probing questions so I understand where we're at right now and basically everything that has to happen. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Alpha Trading Syndicate. We're going to talk about how we can help you and all that, but I need to know who you are. I mean, I know I recognize some of your names and I do recognize some of your people that are in here. I've done several webinars and I've had you guys attend some of those webinars, but I don't care about the attendance. I care about where are you at as a trader. And it's important, right? How can I help you and how can I be of service to you if I don't know where you're at? So can you guys just tell me like the number one problem you're struggling with right now in the chat box? Like I need to know my audience. I'm not even going to start this presentation until everybody participates. So if you don't participate, you're holding everybody up, right? Don't be that guy. I want to know where you're at. Is it your entries? Is it your exits? Is it consistency? Is it your emotions? Is it you don't have a strategy? Like tell me. Like I need to know where you're at, right? Are you flip-flopping? Are you blowing accounts? Or so Brian put in an answer. Cameron, Charlie, Dan, Dwayne, George, Gunther, Hugo, James, Gerald, Mary, Mill, Morali, Omar, Raja, Rodney, Stevens, Torfin, William. Not consistent. William says all of the above. Zero, Gerald says. Steady gains, Mary says. Okay. Brian says everything that you've just said. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's important to have the honesty, right? It's important to have the honesty. Fear of losing. That's unique. All of the above and confidence. Okay. Okay. Well, thank everybody for your honesty. The first part of change is basically identifying what needs to be changed, right? If you don't think that you're in a place of need, how can you ask for help or get guidance in areas that we all need it? Well, I've got good news for you. Okay. Everybody wants to sit there and listen to somebody that tells you, oh, you gotta get a mentor, or you gotta get your emotions in check, or you gotta spend a long time learning. I just think all that's not really relevant. I think two things have to happen. You need to get good at your strategy and you need to get good at being patient. You master patience, you master your strategy, everything falls into place. Okay. I'm also not a big believer of that it should take you a long time to do what you need to do. If it's taking you a long time to become very successful at a strategy, either you don't understand it or you're not being taught it properly. Okay. So, what my job here today is not to waste all your times going over a bunch of information that we've all heard before. What I care about is just telling you exactly what the Alpha Trading Syndicate is designed to do. And then I'm just going to go onto the charts and talk about what you can expect with us and with me and our instructors and our programs. And if that's not interesting to you, well, then it's not interesting to you. But if you feel we can help you, and if you feel that we can give you the proper guidance that you're looking for, well, then you can book a call with Jason, our team, and we can have a conversation. Does that make sense? Type a yes in the chat box. That makes sense. I want to make sure everybody understands that. We're going to get into this. So just a quick overview. We're going to give you an assessment so that when you join the programs, we understand you. We can't give you the strategies that are right for you. We can't give you the coaching that is right for you. We can't help you with the systems and the accountability unless we understand you. We are going to provide you with literally everything. This is a done with you program, which means we will coach you, we will assess you, we will give you the strategies, we will give you the education, we will hold you accountable, and we guarantee results in terms of the guarantee of our program. Now, I can't guarantee you performance, but I can guarantee that you're going to be in a way better position that you've ever been before. And we have a money back guarantee. So I'm not going to wait to the end of the program to tell you that. I'm going to tell you right now, we have a money back success guarantee. So if you're real serious or if you've been burned by mentors, Gunther says, I've had bad mentors that burned me before. Yeah, I get it. Well, that ain't this, right? So don't put us in the same category as your past. We're not in the same league as them. Okay. Now, need to cover a quick disclaimer while we're doing this. Yes, we are recording this. Yes, we will send you a recording. Yes, you can watch the recording. Yes, you can ask questions. Just put them in the chat box. If I don't answer right away, I'll get to them eventually and we'll get through it. Make sense? Please type Y in the chat box so you've read the disclaimer. You understand the risks in this business. You don't hold us accountable to your trades and we don't guarantee any performance. Make sense? Fantastic. And if you're wondering what's going on my short here, I'm trailing my stop. I took a bunch of profits. And we'll talk about this trade. This was a clean trade. This is a great trade. This was one of the best trades. I waited all day for this trade, right? I'm a hunter. I am not a trader. I am a sniper. What I do is I sit on the hill and I get the best kill. Why? Because that's the most valuable person. You think in the army, you think in the military, the front line is who everybody remembers. Everybody remembers the kill shot, the sniper, the guy that everybody fears the most, right? The markets fear me. That's the way I think. The markets fear me. Okay. And when you understand that and you can adapt to that, that's a powerful place to be. Right? That's a powerful place to be. Okay. Now, I'm not going to waste your time. I don't have time, neither do you. And we're not really here to talk a bunch of fluff. Okay. I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about some cool stuff. Then we're going to show you some cool stuff. And then I'm just going to get into the charts and talk about today's trading and what you should have done and what you shouldn't have done and how to understand it and how to make the money in today. The markets were quiet today. They opened up a little fast, but they were very quiet. How do you make money in that? Following the plan, right? Because if you have a strategy that works in trending and non-trending markets and you understand how to trade both conditions, you're going to be in a really powerful place. Why? Because every day is different. Just because yesterday was one day and today is a different day, tomorrow's a different day, I can tell you right now that you got to get good at being great in every other day. If you expect tomorrow to be easy, that's not trading. Expect tomorrow to be completely erratic. Expect tomorrow to be completely different than anything you've ever seen. Expect tomorrow to be something that you've never seen before. Why? Because that's trading. That's the reality. If you want tomorrow to be a 9 to 5 where you punch in and you punch out and everything's the same, you sit in your desk and you hit the keyboard, well, that's not trading, right? We're not baking cookies here where the recipe's the same every day, right? So I care about performance. Why? Because I'm a trader, right? I'm not here to just learn information. I care about results. I care about making money. I care about being able to back it up. I care about that type of stuff. And you should too, right? It's not just about learning information. It's about making money. Yes? How many of you guys would agree? You don't need a bunch of more information. You need to get good at making money. So you need somebody that's going to help you understand all the shit that doesn't matter, that it's going through the neuroreceptors. You're learning videos, you're watching courses, you're watching instruction. Okay, that's all has its place. But there's a few things that I do every single day and I never change it. And it's the reason why I'm consistent. And I hear it in everybody's replies. You just want consistency. Yeah. Okay. So then listen up because I'm here to give it to you today. We're going to talk about the charts. And then after that, you can make a decision if this is what you've been looking for. Okay. Now, I'm not going to read this slide. We all want results. Point, mic drop, end of story. We don't care where you've been. I don't care how much money you've lost. I don't care what your track record was. If you've been burning capital, blowing accounts, everybody has. You're not special. I'm sorry. Everybody's special at losing until they're not. That's trading. So what we do, we break that. We're going to break you down and we're going to turn you into something you're different. If you don't want to be broken, then stay stuck. You have to break what's not working. And there's a lot that you're doing that's not working. And I'm not afraid to tell you that. I just know it because I know how freaking hardcore the markets are. Okay. So I know what your dream is. Make a lot of money, reduce the stress, reduce the noise, reduce the risk, and just have a better life. End of story. Am I wrong? Type a yes. If I'm wrong or right, you just tell me. Because that's my dream. I'm a trader, right? So how can it be any different? Right? I'm not talking about the Lambos or the yachts or the house on the mountains and all that stuff. I'm talking about the money. Everything else comes after the money. If you ain't got the money, nothing else matters. If you ain't got the skill, nothing else matters. This is a skill development business. If you're not good at what you do, you will not make money, period. So you got to get good at getting good. We're going to teach you strategies, not just strategies. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff, but I'm not going to waste a bunch of time on it. I trade a bunch of strategies. I trade the opening range. I trade trend trades. I trade hat. I trade probe reversals, etc. However, one thing I do differently in our companies is we track everything, right? One of the reasons why we do this is for compliance, and it's also for just ethics, and it's also for regulatory reasons, right? Like I don't want regulators coming into our classroom saying, "Oh, you guys don't do what you." No, we document every single trade that we've taken in the trading room. We log it, we film it, we keep archives. Why? Because if we don't, we're a regulatory nightmare. We're an education company. If all we do is do what all the YouTubers do, well, then what the hell is the point? We're just another scumbag, right? So 850, we're over 1,000 trades on this, and like thousands of trades logged on this system with an 80% plus win rate. Okay, we'll teach you that strategy, but we have a few strategies relative to the opening range. We're going to talk about that. Okay. I'm here to tell you that if you don't double down on getting the right help quickly, right? And I don't care if you spent $5, $500, $5,000, or $50,000. Your path is your path. And whatever money you spent before, it doesn't matter. Because if you're not where you need to be, then the money's not done. You're going to have to get a mentor. You're going to have to get a coach. You're going to have to get a program. But you got to make sure you get the right program. If you don't get the right program, you're going to feel like you keep wasting money. And I'm here to tell you that this program, what we do, is not what you've ever done before. And I can show you why and I can show you how. But at the end of the day, you're not going to listen to me unless I show you trades and I show you that I'm doing what I'm doing and I can give you guys the guidance. Okay. So at the end of the day, okay, we're going to talk about the things that need to be done. And that's it. If you don't do this and you go at it alone and you try to basically figure things out on your own, it could be painful and it could take a long time. So you can't get your time back. Time's more valuable than money. And if you don't believe that, well, when you run out of time and you run out of money, you're going to realize, wow, okay, you had some common sense there. There's some wisdom to what I'm saying. Okay. Now, I'm a big believer of understanding the options levels. I've got the options levels on my charts. I'm going to show you them here in a minute. Why? Because I'm trading in an institutional business. Like I'm in the markets. That's not a retail market. Like we're not trading in the retail market. We're trading in the institutional market. I need to know what they're doing. everywhere, always. I also need to know what the gamma exposure is on the day. Why? Because it tells me what the hedging's done, and that tells me the expected follow through on trend trades and momentum trades. I'm going to talk about gamma here in a minute. I'm not going to lose you, but I'm going to tell you right now that if you don't understand where the options are placing their trades, you don't understand markets, period. Like I'm going to tell you straight right now. The first thing you need to understand is you must understand where the options levels are. Everything that happens in futures and equities happens because of the options market. Nothing else matters. Nothing. If you don't believe that, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have a hell of a time becoming a successful trader. Like it probably will not work for you. Now, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm trying to tell you right now, it's kind of like if you're a mechanic and you don't know what a carburetor is in a car engine, it's going to be a hard time fixing the car. I'm here to tell you straight right now that once you understand the strikes and the gamma exposure of the gamma flip, you'll understand where they're doing big business and what the expected movement is on momentum and pullback trades, right? Like, so just you understand what's taking place in the market. Now, I'm going to teach it to you today, which normally I don't. Normally, I say, okay, you got to buy the program, come into the classrooms, etc. I'm going to give you some value today that is very different. And I'm going to do things so that you can understand why I made the decisions I made today using options levels. Okay. And it's very important because that's why I ended the day close to $5,000 today. And that's a good day. It's a very slow day. Normally I'm using 10 to 15. Today's a slow day. If I can still get 5K out of a day, it's a good day. Right? Now, let's talk about this. I only care about making things simple, easy, fast, and efficient. Everything else is noise to me. I want to make your trading simple. I want to make sure you learn it fast. I want to make sure you make money quickly. And I want to make sure that you understand it fast and efficiently. Okay. Everything else is just noise. So when you come into our programs, that's the only goal of our instructors. That's the only goal of our systems. That's the only goal of what we do. You've already spent too much time learning videos and joining courses and trading rooms and all that stuff. That's not what we're doing here. Okay. So just know this, that I'm all big believer of fast tracking success, right? I'm a big believer of how can I get there in the fastest way possible without creating damage? How many of you guys would rather make money quickly than spend months doing the same shit you've already been doing? Yeah. Pardon my, I'm a real trader. I'm just going to be a coach that deserves to be told. I'm going to tell you straight, right? Because you're going to have to learn the realities of trading, not the realities of mentors feeding you a bunch of whatever. Okay. Yes or no? How many of you guys want to do it faster than the long route? You guys want to take 6 months? You want to do it in 30 days or less? You tell me. Yes, sir. Are you guys here? 30 days would work, Dwayne? Dan says 30 days or less. Gunther, 30 days. Exactly. 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 Okay. So we're on the same page. I care about stats. I don't care about the strategy. I don't care. I could show you this strategy. This is one of our strategies. Okay, 600 trades, 97% hit rate. Okay, great. It's good on paper, but does that mean that you're going to believe it? Maybe not. If we're going to trade it, I need the stats. I'm a data back trader. I'm not a, oh, look at this. I got a cool strategy trader. No, I'm a data back trader. So when I've got data that fuels the efficiency of what we're doing, then guess what? I'll trade the system. If I don't have the data, I don't touch the system. Every system that we touch has copious amounts of data, not 30 trades, not 50 trades, hundreds and thousands of trades. That's important. Okay. Let's talk about the syndicate. Inside the program, we got 7 pillars. We're going to go through coaching, education, live rooms, the systems and the software, the strategies and the trading plans, and every single day what we're doing in a crazy environment. Okay. That's what we've built. There's 7 pillars. We bring you through these pillars efficiently, not over a long period of time. It doesn't take a long period of time. What takes time is your patience and your development of self-control. It's the only thing that I think takes the most work is the self-control. But you're not going to be able to control yourself if you don't believe in your strategy and you don't believe the strategy works. So for me, if I give you a framework, if I give you a system, a strategy, and a daily process, but you don't follow it, That ain't a problem of the system. That's a problem of you. Now, you can fix you if everything else seems right and you believe in what you're doing. If you don't believe in what we're doing, you're not going to fix any behavioral patterns, discipline patterns, process patterns, daily routine patterns, nothing. Now, I'm not I'll give you an example, right? You walk into a gym and you see all the equipment, okay? And you think going on that equipment is going to make you a new person. You're going to have a new body and you're going to have a new energy. Okay, the equipment has a part, but there's a whole lot more to getting in shape and getting in ripped and losing weight and getting healthy than just the workout. Okay. In fact, people change the most after the workout when they're eating, when they're sleeping, when they're living a better lifestyle. The gym is just 20% of the equation, but everybody does it backwards. Everybody, I'm going to just go crazy in the gym. I'm going to do, and then my body. No, it doesn't work that way. Same thing with trading. Oh, I'm going to get up. Okay. I'm going to go in. I'm going to trade and blah, 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 blah. I'm here to tell you right now that my morning routine before I come into the office has built the discipline for me to not overtrade, not be emotional, not sabotage my strategy that I've spent months and years learning. Okay. Now we're going to understand you. We're going to do an assessment. So we know if you're emotional or if you have a good strategy or if you don't have a strategy or if you've been trading for years and you know a lot, but you can't do a lot. And we're going to get to know you. Here's the cool part. You get one-on-one coaching. With this program, this is not just a trading room. You have a dedicated one-on-one instructor who will meet with you and will actually coach you on all your good and your bad areas of influence. Yes, you get an online portal for education. Yes, you get live trade rooms where you can watch a trader trade live in front of you. Yes, we give you all the software, the trading systems, the indicators, and the strategies. Yes, we give you the daily routine and the trade plan. But it's got to start with us understanding you through the assessment. Does that make sense? Because I can't help someone who I don't understand. Neither can my team, and neither can we. And I'm just a big believer in what we can do. Like you can take a look at my trades today, and I'll show you. Right now, we're not going to start you trading this way. You're not going to come in and you're going to start reading liquidity and becoming a master of the market and this and that. And holy woly, right? Sure, we can make a lot of money doing that, but I don't believe that's where 95% of the traders need to begin. In fact, I'd say less than 10% of traders trade this way. Can you make a lot of money trading liquidity? Sure. Is it easy? Absolutely not. It's chaos. Order flow and liquidity levels are hard. You got to be a great trader. You got to understand this stuff. That's not where I make my money. That's not how I traded today. I made a lot of money today. I didn't trade liquidity, didn't trade order flow. Can you trade this? Yes. Do we give you software for this? Yes. Well, could you learn it? Yes. But does that mean you need to start where you run your business there? Everybody puts the cart before the horse. And I'm telling you this from experience. Like, you do not need to trade a complex strategy to make a lot of money. You need to understand the system and then how to apply it in a crazy environment. I just keep going back to the crazy environment because the markets are crazy, right? And I'm going to show you why. The assessment. Case in point, we're going to put you through a round of questions. We need to understand you. We're going to meet with you. We're going to go over those questions. We're going to develop a catered business plan, strategy plan, and action plan for you. Your plan will be unique to you. Only you will get this plan, and only you will be able to trade this because it's for you. It's a tailored service. Okay. We're not sitting here and say, oh, sign up to a trade room. Everybody pays $90 a month. And you sit there and it's the blind leading the blind. That shit's got to stop. It doesn't, shit has no place in this marketplace. I don't believe in it. I think it's a ripoff. And I think everybody just gives their money to the system. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. How many of you guys would love for you to be able to meet with a professional trader who's got years of experience with a proven track record, do an assessment with you, understand you, and then build a proper plan for you? Type a yes in the market if that's okay, if you're okay with that. If you're not, then just leave now. You don't belong in this presentation. I'm sorry, but it's like if you're that profitable, why are you here listening to me? Make sense? Dan, yes. Gunther, yes. Dwayne, yes. Anybody else? Send me your broker statements. Then we can talk. Not trying to be rude, just trying to be honest, right? Everybody would like to meet with a professional trader and get the help they deserve. Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, strategies, directional strategies, divergence strategies, trend break strategies. Does it matter? Does it really matter? Let me ask you a question. Do you care which strategy you trade, or do you care about making a lot of money? You guys tell me. I'm going to take a sip of my protein shake while you guys answer the chat. Everybody answer this, please, because there's a lot of people in here that are not participating. Stop trading, stop watching YouTube, don't listen to Taylor Swift, whatever you're doing. You gave me an hour of your time. Owe it to yourself to pay attention, right? Some people don't like the way I teach. I make a lot of money. You should listen to what I do. End of story. Moolah, yes, interested. Lots of money, lots of money. Yeah, you guys don't care. You guys don't care if I give you the best trading system or not. You care about making money. I don't need to sell you on the strategies. What I want to show you is the daily process. Why? Because when everybody sits there and focuses on the strategy, guess what? They're not thinking about tomorrow and the environment changing. They're thinking about today because that's what they're looking at. What I care more about is whether my strategy can be traded today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I don't have to stress coming into the office. That's the most important part. Nobody thinks that way. Most people don't have the experience of the instructors. But here's the thing. When you get to a point where you can trade your strategy in any condition and you're profitable, you're in a different level. A different level. Now, private coaching. Case in point, you're getting private coaching. I built a program not for trade rooms, for coaching and trade rooms and education and everything that doesn't exist in this industry. Why? Because the industry needs it. Traders need it. We didn't build a program just to, here, buy this. We built a program because it didn't exist. And therefore, it's the only one of its kind that can actually help you and develop you and build you into the trader that you actually want to be. Deep down, you know you want this. Deep down, you're saying to yourself, I hope it doesn't cost a lot of money because I know I need this. Well, we'll get to the money part after. Don't stress about that. But let's be honest with yourself. You know you want this. You know you need this because your results are telling you straight. I think I'm losing today. Okay, today was a winning day. Yesterday was a losing day. I still haven't made any money because I'm break-even trader. Shit, I blew an account. I wish I had a better strategy. All of that stuff that happens between the freaking ears. Now, I'm not here to sell you some sizzle. I'm here to tell you that coaching is a major component of development. Why? Because you might be struggling with your entries. Well, the next guy might be struggling with discipline. The next guy's struggling with, I don't know how to read the open, or whatever the case may be. Well, how can you do that in a Discord in a trading room when it's a group environment and everybody's talking a bunch of bullshit about 20 different topics? Nobody's able to help you because it's all different and it's the blind leading the blind. Doesn't make any sense to me. Order flow. Great. Great scalping systems. Let's talk about it. I will never trade order flow unless I have a firm grasp of the condition off the open and the higher time frame bias. Then I will throttle order flow. Why? Because order flow only works in certain locations. Order flow is not meant to be traded everywhere. Order flow is meant to be traded in locations where order flow makes sense to trade it. Order flow is a timing tool. Order flow is a precision tool. Order flow is not a daily trading system. That's what everybody gets wrong. Oh, I'm going to trade order flow. Okay, why? Well, because that's what everybody else is doing. Okay, but what are they making a lot of money? I don't know. Well, then why are you listening to everybody? Who's they? They said this, they said that. Who's they? Doesn't make any sense. Order flow should only be traded in locations, okay, where you can see the market is about to surge and rotate or give you follow through. That's what order flow is. It's a timing tool to identify when the imbalance of supply and demand changes hand. If everybody trades order flow and they just get chopped around, well, because you don't understand where to be trading order flow, right? So you shouldn't be trading order flow until you understand where the conditions are and how to trade it. Okay. There's a reason for everything. Maybe I should listen to that, right? Now, let's talk about boot camps. When we run these programs, myself as a senior instructor, I specifically put on boot camps. I tailor those boot camps for curated learning on specific systems. Why? Because in a trading room, you have to trade, you have to adapt to the condition in the moment. But that's not where you're going to learn all of the secret sauces. Why? Because you can't slow down the market. You can't speed up the market. You can't go through concepts. You can't back test. You can't do all these things. So, what we do is I will dedicate time to specifically breaking down systems independently. We record those boot camps. We put them in a vault so that you have access to every boot camp I've ever done. I'm an instructor to instructors. So, for me, I will spend 2 or 3 days of fast track curated knowledge, and then all of that gets put into the program. You have access to every boot camp that I've ever done. I'm telling you, there's been traders that have just watched these boot camps, not even gone to the trading rooms, sent me their trade logs, sent me their screenshots, and I've been floored by what they've done. Floored. Okay. Now you get access to all of them. These were paid programs that cost thousands of dollars for traders to join. You get access to them. They're inside the program. Let's talk about auctions. Big topic. Volume profile this, volume profile that, value array high this and that, and point of controls and blah, 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 blah. It's all about context. Volume's not going to work for you. High volume nodes and low volume nodes are not going to work unless you understand the context, unless you understand the condition, unless you understand the framework that you're in. Are you in a higher time frame trend? Are you in a higher time frame consolidation? Are you in a transitional state? Which time frame are you on? None of that shit makes sense to a trader who's just looking at one chart and putting a profile on, right? Profiles are going to work exceptionally well when you understand the condition of the market. Do I think that everybody should start trading a volume profile chart? No, I don't. And I've been an auction trader for 10 years. Why? Because I don't think volume profile is a strategy. I think volume profile is a condition tool that tells traders areas of interest that allows trades to take place. You should throttle volume trading in these areas, throttle order flow trading in these areas, throttle trend breaks trading in these areas. Don't trade the volume profile. The volume profiles are moving. The profile's moving in real time. How can you trade that? It's always changing. I'm experienced with auction theory. I've traded profiles for a long time, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not where I would put a new trader. It's not where I would put a struggling trader or someone who's breaking even. I would layer it later. We'll talk about this. This is why we do the things we do. Okay, trading rooms. My instructors are not allowed to work for our company unless they trade in front of you with real trades, live fills, and they manage it in front of you. They log the trades, they hold themselves accountable, they film it, they take screenshots, and you can track the track record. That is our trading room. And what's really more important is that you can copy the trades of those traders. Now, I don't mean every trade. I mean the trades that make sense to you, and you can follow the trades that are being done in the room, and you can decide your risk tolerance. You can choose the position size you trade, but you can still get the guidance and the follow through that you need. We call this earn while you learn. Why? So that you don't have to sit there for a month learning and not making any money. Now, you could trade a sim for a week, get your bearings, then move to a prop account or trade a small cash account whenever you're ready, but you don't got to wait months. That's crazy. Like if anybody's telling you, oh, join the program, do 90 days and you're going to see results, you got to, what? We're day trading here. We're not swing trading where you need to wait months for a setup or weeks for a setup. We're day trading. The conditions today are different than what it'll be yesterday. You need to learn how to read that and how to execute on that. Okay. How long does it take? Not long. Why? Because we're going to do it with you in front of you. You can ask questions, you can follow the trades, and if you don't understand something, that's what the coaching's for. Great. How many of you guys can relate with that? How many of you guys think that makes sense? It's a hell of a lot better than wasting time not making any money, right? Exactly, Dan. Anybody else want to be able to follow the trades of an experienced trader while they're learning the curriculum? We're learning the systems. Yes? Fantastic. Great. These are my trades. These are liquidity trades. These are big swing trades, right? I'm going to share with you. You can day trade. Once you get good at day trading, you teach you swing trading. Or you can get good at swing trading, you just do day trading. Or you can do both. Doesn't matter. But like these are my trades, right? Look at my entries. Look at my exits. This ain't some game to me. right? This isn't some game, right? I've traded these. Why do I show you this? Because it's possible. It's absolutely possible to do what I'm showing you. You could do this. I absolutely believe in my heart of hearts that anybody can do this with the right guidance. So if you're doubting yourself right now, if you're feeling, oh God, I spent so much money on shit that didn't work, welcome to the club. I don't know one single attendee in here, including myself, mind you, that hasn't spent so much money on stuff that didn't work. Hmm. I've built a business around trying to remove that from the industry. Why? Because I spent so much money myself. Years and years ago, I spent 30, $40,000 on programs that were supposed to make me a millionaire trader, and all they did was just make me sad inside, make me depressed because I was losing money, make me frustrated because I wasn't getting it. Okay. Does that mean that I didn't become successful? No, it just, that was the first couple steps of the journey, right? If you can do this, how many of you guys would love to learn how to take trades like this? Yes? You tell me. Anybody can do it. There's these easy strategies, there's hard strategies, and then there's just strategies that make money. Let's talk about the indicators and the strategies. We have one of the largest marketplaces in the industry for apps. We're known for app development. We're a Walmart for app development. We build indicators and strategies and bar types and software and signal systems and algos, etc. Traders don't want to have to spend $1,000, $1,000, $500. It adds up, guys. And everybody's doing it anyways. They're buying apps here, they're buying apps there, going to buy a tool over here, they're going to download a free trial and then buy a program. So we just give it all to you. You come into this program, you have the app development, you have the app store for life. Like you get the marketplace unlimited and future releases. When we launch a new software, we're launching a new probe rotation system tomorrow, or this week, excuse me, next week. You're going to get it if you're in the program, right? And you don't have to buy stuff anymore. Think of it as like you're in a VIP program and you always get access. It's an incredible way to get in and not have to keep spending money anymore. Let me tell you, like our marketplace is massive and you'll never be at a shortage of software ever. And you don't have to buy it ever again. And I'm talking about everything from order flow to liquidity sweeps to L2 heat maps to opening range breakouts to profiles to supply and demand to SMC. Does that mean you should trade it all at once? Absolutely not. It means that you have access to it and you don't have to pay for it. Why? Because we give you the Kraken. We unlocked Pandora's box for you, so you don't have to keep spending money ever again. That's the whole point. So you stop having buyer's remorse. Maybe you come in, you start trading the system, start making money. Maybe you want to start studying order flow. Okay, great. Do you need to go buy a $2,000 system? No, you just get it for free. Do you need to go download Bookmap and pay all? No, it's inside the platform. You get it for free. You understand where I'm going with this? Here's me trading. To 25,000 in the morning trade room with traders trading this system. Is that the system I trade every day? No. Does that mean that I'm going to trade that system again? Maybe. It just means that whenever we teach a strategy or a boot camp or a lesson, I'm going to show you how to do it profitably. This was a boot camp day. I traded 25K in the morning on the NASDAQ, trading divergence break systems. And traders like, holy cow, this is incredible. Could you learn that system? Yes, absolutely. The question becomes, is it easy for your heart? We're gonna know that in the assessment. We're gonna know what your temperament is. We're gonna know which strategy you should be trading and why. Right? Let's talk about the payout framework. Traders are trading prop firms. If you're not trading for a prop firm, you're trading for a cash account, right? So we're gonna put together a blueprint for both. If you come to the assessment, you say, I want to trade prop firms. Okay, so we're going to build you a prop firm payout framework. If you basically say, I want to trade a cash account, okay, we're going to build you a cash account. Make sure you understand margins, overnight margins, day trade, holds, intraday, swing trade stuff. We got to make sure we structure that with you, right? But the main thing is your drawdown management plan, what you do in a market that's transitioning, what you do in a market that's hard, how to manage the drawdown risk, how to manage the scale up risk, et cetera. We're going to put together the foundational plan for you, right? Why? Because every day is different. And if you don't understand these things, you're going to get caught off the guard when you have a run and it's like, okay, I'm on a run. I'm making a bunch of money. I'm making, oh, this is a great week. And then bam, the market conditions change and then everything goes to shit. And you're like, oh my God, no, we are going to put together a blueprint so that doesn't happen to you. That's the most important part because everybody feels like Superman and Spider-Man when the trending markets come and everybody's loving it. And oh my God, his back-to-back breakout days and the opening range feels great. And then all of a sudden we go sideways for 5 days because the higher time frame's consolidating and everything goes to shit. Well, wait a second. Like if you only had the right plan, you'd know how to understand what to do, especially if you're trading for prop firms or cash accounts. You need to know this. It's important. Direction. It's my biggest friend. Understanding my direction, understanding the way in which I want to trade keeps me humble, keeps me safe, keeps me profitable. If you don't understand your bias with whatever system you trade, you're a duck in the water. And that's important even on non-trending days. You still need to have a bias on choppy days, on sideways days, on days that aren't moving. You still need to have a bias. Why? Because if you don't, how can you run a business? You can't. It's impossible. Let's talk about the academy. Some traders start brand new. Maybe you're new in here, maybe you're not. Maybe you're experienced, maybe you got 10 years of knowledge, but you're struggling. Knowledge doesn't equate skill. Knowledge just means you've learned a lot, haven't been able to implement it yet. Big difference, right? Now, the key thing here is that we've built one of the largest online trading academies in the industry for stocks, futures, forex, crypto, and options. Beginner to advanced. You get it all. Does that mean you need to learn it all? No, it just means that you don't need to go pay for university ever again. You get it, right? This is the Navy SEALs of trading schools. Why? Because this is 12 years of education crammed into a program that we don't sell. We only give it to our ATS members and our quant members in the other program. But the point is that you don't got to go fishing for things. It's there for you. There's everything you can possibly learn. Nothing is left in here. And then you stack on top the boot camps on top of that, which is the tailored focus for the trading systems. Then you stack on top the trading room, and then you stack on top the coaching. There's nothing that compares to this. Like you could go and spend thousands and thousands of dollars to go around in circles only to come back here and say, holy, like if I just would have got that at Tickblaze, I would have not had to go around and done all of this stuff or remove the need to do it. That's the most important part. Okay. Now, let's just bring it all back. Giving you lots of information, but at the end of the day, I don't really care much about anything unless it makes me a lot of money. Okay. So before I go over anything else, tell me this. Are we in agreement about making money? Yes or no? I just want to know if everybody's on the same page as me after me going through all that, right? This all sounds great in theory, but if we're not going to make a lot of money, then what's the point? Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get cut through all this. We're going to go through all this. I'm just going to start talking about some of my trades. Okay. This was a hat system trade before we developed the signals. This was a liquidity trade that I took before we launched the LP 3PB6 system for liquidity sweeps. This is me scalping order flow on a trend break, taking the trend break after the order flow confirmed itself, right? Here's me trading another liquidity sweep. Huge trade, massive gold trade, right? Here's me trading more order flow. Took an uptrend, took a downtrend, took another downtrend, right? Here's another liquidity sweep. Massive trade on the Aussie dollar, right? Here's another trade I took on order flow, trading the overnight session, mind you, because I was busy all day and I couldn't trade. So I traded the overnight session, right? Take a look here. Liquidity. These are trend breaker trades on the 6J. I don't care what you put in front of me. If the setup makes sense, I'm going to trade it. Why? Because I like making money. And whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, it doesn't matter. You will get what you want with us. Day trades, trend breaker on a 15-second chart. This is for all you scalpers out there. These are big trades. Big trades. You can do this. So let's do this. Okay. All I care about is that you understand that we do a money back guarantee behind the success. Okay. What does this mean? This means If you come in and you show up and do the work, you come in and do your assessment, you attend all your coaching sessions, you follow the roadmap and the trading plan, you participate in the syndicate and the boot camps, you implement the frameworks and you join the trading rooms and you trade in the trading rooms so you can log your trades so that we can understand it. Okay. You stay accountable. After all of that, for whatever freaking reason that I can't explain, you're still not where you need to be. Yeah, we guarantee it. Like we're not gonna force you to be here. But I can assure you this, that if you're in here, you cannot fail through doing this. Like if you go through what we do and you understand everything that we teach you and everything that we bring you through, you can't fail. Like that'd be like me taking you by the hand and doing it for you with you. You know what I mean? Like, and this is the whole point. This is why we're so successful in backing it up because I know what we do is real, right? I know what we do is real. How many of you guys like the sounds of that? If you pay for the program, you come in, you know it's a guaranteed success or your money back. Yes or no? Yes? You got no risk to you. The only risk you have is you getting between your ears and telling yourself, well, I don't know, maybe. Okay, well, that's the reason why you're probably struggling. Not trying to be rude, but that's talk yourself out of things that you know is necessary. Okay. Would you guys like to see my trades today? Would you guys like to go over some of the trades that I took today and explain what I was thinking today and just so you understand like the level of things that you can expect from this? Yes? Okay, great. Let's talk about this for a second. I'm just going to do some things here. Give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna just do one market at a time because I have an ultra wide monitor and I just want to do one market at a time. Okay. So let's take a look at the Nasdaq and the S&P. Okay. So to me, I was going to tell you how I do things, a few things. Now, this isn't the only way of doing things, but for me, okay, what's the bias? Big picture, 60-minute, up or down? Down. Okay. 60-minute chart's pretty big, yeah? For a scalper, yes. Not for a day trader, not for an institution, not for a bank that's moving money around off the US Open. Okay. 60-minute is definitely a swing trade time frame. We don't swing trade. It's about a compass. It's like going fishing. If I go fishing, but I don't know where I'm going, I don't know north, south, east, or west, I'm just basically floating in a boat. Okay. Now I trade the 15-minute and the 3-minute charts. I only trade the 15-minute and the 3-minute charts. Why don't I trade the 5 and the 1? Well, I'm not a scalper. I don't believe traders that scalp the market make a lot of money long term. Their commissions blow them up. Their emotions are through the roof. Their trades are erratic. The noise is too much. So I trade the 15 and the 3. I've got instructors that trade slightly different time frames. You're going to learn from both. You're going to learn from both of us. You're going to learn from everybody. Okay? Now, opening range, broke below it, came back, retested, right? What do you see on my charts? What do you see that I can see? I can tell you that we're below the gamma flip level, which is the yellow line on the charts, which means the expected follow through for directional trading is more so, right? How do you know that? Because we're going to teach it to you how to read gamma. You don't need to be an options trader. You just need to understand this little yellow freaking line on the chart and what it means. Okay. See these levels right here, these red lines? You know what those are? Do you know what those are? Those are options levels where the dealers are hedging and they're hedging their positions for zero DT options. Yes. Do I trade them? No, I don't trade them. I use them for my compass. That's not my trading system. I just like to know what they're telling me. I trade the 3-minute chart. I execute when things make sense. Okay. I took this short here this afternoon. I didn't take the short here. I didn't trade it long. I took the short there. How many of you guys would say that was a great trade? Yes? Where's my entry? Did I take any heat on that trade? No. Did I get out at the best possible place? Look at my runner. Look at my runner. I didn't give any of my trade back. I didn't give any of it back. Why? Because I understand trade management. I also understand the conditions of the day. We are not in a strong trending market. So why should I expect a big runner? I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I should be all in, all out at T1. Plain and simple. Okay. Now, we're going to do things that you're probably not used to doing. We are going to teach you things that you've probably not seen before. Okay. We are going to show you what to do and how to do it. Okay. We are going to help you understand how to get in, how to get out, when to get in, when to get out. If you're somebody that can't trade all day, you just want to trade the open, we're going to help you understand how to trade the open. If you're somebody that ultimately, I think that would be making profitable trades, Dwayne, yes. Well, let me explain something for me. Okay, for me, I have to be able to. I only take trades in the direction of where I know the banks are moving money. Period. And right now the banks are selling, and right now the banks are in a net gamma exposure, which means I expect them to give more follow through. Um, does that mean you need to trade the US session? No. Like for me, I'm going to show you a couple things. Okay. We're in a downtrend. Yes. So I know we're trading to the downside. Okay. The the best trade today was on the NASDAQ, but mostly the S&P and the pre-market. The best trade today was the S&P and the pre-market. Okay. And I'm going to put a little arrow to where it was so you understand what I'm looking at. Okay. It was that trade right there. Now, I don't execute on the 15-minute, but that is my cue for me to know, okay, we're heading down. You say, how do you know that? Well, because I study the market for 10 years and I can understand when volume kicks in on a rotation. We're in a downtrend on 2 time frames and we're overbought. And then volume steps in on the trigger bar, which tells me sellers are now shifting the overbought position. So when I go down into my scalping time frames, I can then wait for the trades. Look, volume trigger short, volume trigger short, opening range, don't trade inside of it. Volume trigger short, volume trigger short. I'm a short trader. So for me, why am I a short trader? 60 minutes down, 50 minutes down. Every single time it rotated down off those impulse shorts, huge push from it. Why? Because I'm in a net negative gamma exposure. So your momentum trades are going to give you a lot more follow through faster. Yesterday, I was in a net positive gamma exposure, which means I wouldn't expect so much follow through. Today, I'm a net negative gamma exposure, right? We'll teach you this. It's not difficult. It's not hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, I just built an ebook for our whole program that literally is in our Discord. Let me just grab this. Give me a second here. Just going to show you this. So I built this ebook on Gamma Flip. It's a quick start guide to everything. And it basically talks about how to use options gamma for newbies in a simple way. And I'm not talking anything. And what's really cool about Tickblaze is that we have one of the only platforms in the industry where gamma is built inside of the platform. So Gamma Flip is right here. You don't even need to buy this. It's right inside of Tickblaze. So I don't trade options levels or gamma levels. I trade my system for volume pullbacks. I trade my system for the higher time frame rotations using had and volume. I also trade the probe in rotations. What the hell is a probe in rotation? He says. Well, a probe in rotation is when the market manipulates the open. Okay, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Right now, you see it says probe. See, it says probe right here. I know with a 95% degree of accuracy that if they probe the opening range, they're going to manipulate it. They're not going to do a breakout and they're going to suck everybody in. So how do you know that? Well, mathematics. Well, how do you know that? Because we have a tool that basically does that for you. So you don't even have to question if the opening range is expected to fail. Let me show you the YM for a second. I took this short with this exact same thing today. Now, the YM has been the strongest market. So I didn't expect follow through on the breakdown. I traded it, but I moved my stop to break even so that if it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't lose money, right? I'm not so worried about that because I don't like shorting the strongest market. But if the setup makes sense, I'm going to trade the setup. Look at where they stopped the market on the retest. That is the put wall. What's the put wall? It's the largest wall of option strikes, which is the biggest level for the day. Couldn't break through it. Thought they were going to, but they couldn't. So I protected my position, right? Here's the cool thing. Let me show you this. Today, coming in here, right there. Hey, look at this. 3 minute, 6 minute, 9 minute, 12 minute, 15 minute. There's my opening range, 15-minute opening range. You see it? Let me just know if you guys see it. Can you guys just see that opening range? Yes? Look here, it says probe. This software will be available next week, mind you. Everybody in the ATS will get it. You don't have to buy it if you're in the ATS program. So let me explain something. The daily ATR and that 15-minute orb, that 15-minute opening range is 35% of the daily ATR. That's insane. You're telling me that a 15-minute candle takes up 35% of the daily movement? That's manipulation. They're manipulating the open. They're trying to confuse all the traders, get them to suck in. Let me ask you a question. What direction is the 60-minute? You guys tell me. What direction is that? Up or down? Down, 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 downtown like Chinatown. Okay, look at this. What direction is the 15-minute? Down, up, down. Okay, great. So if we go to that orb, okay, and they sweep the high of that orb, like they come up here. Look at this. If they break to the upside, but I got the 60-minute down, the 15-minute down, and my software is telling me that they're manipulating the open. So if they sweep to the upside like that, and 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 they're just sitting there, sitting there, sitting there, okay? What are they doing? What are they doing right here? That's called building a position. Look at the volume dropping. Look at the volume here. Dropping. It's actually distribution, George. When you sell, it's distribution. When you're buying, it's accumulation. It's distribution. They're building a position to distribute selling. So basically, right, I'm waiting to short in here. Why? Because my 60 minutes down, my 15 minutes down, and I know that if they sweep the highs, every other market was dropping. Makes sense to take this short. Waited for it. I took my entry, waited for it. There was the volume cue. Now you could have waited for the volume cue, two different signals. But as soon as it broke fast. Boom, dropped down, immediate target. Whoop. It was a great trade. It was an amazing trade. I moved to break even. Why? Because it's the strongest market and the other markets aren't doing anything. Do you guys understand? Like, that was an amazing trade. And I waited and I waited and I waited for it to accumulate. And I just said, no, I'm just going to wait. I actually filmed it. I actually filmed it here. It was a video here. I'll show you. Is this video right here? I filmed it. I'm going to turn on the video so you can hear it. I'll just play it. Would you guys like me to play it a little bit? I'll speed it up a little bit so you guys can hear it. But this is me this morning. Morning, traders. Just going to film the videos here every morning. I'm just going to document these days. I think it's important for me to just kind of highlight the things that I'm looking at. I always look at the 4 indices, and I'm moving myself over here so that way you guys can get a better look at what I'm looking at. I'm on an ultra wide monitor, so if the views, I'm going to speed it up. I'm just going to speed it up a bit. Probe, especially when we're 35% greater than the daily ATR on the first 15-minute. So I'm going to pause the mic here, and we'll give it some time here. I'll come back. Okay, so I've just engaged in a short 7 contracts on the YM. You know, I'm trading this with the concept of risking $5,000 a trade, trading a $100,000 SIM account for the purpose of I'm going to be moving a $100,000 cash account into formation. And this is the first trade that's set up. for me this morning, I am getting ready to have a rotational cross. We made a lower low and a lower close on the Heikin-Ashi bars. There's a consolidation here happening at the top of that orb. This has been the strongest market, but when the strongest market rolls over and all of these other markets are weak, this is normally where we get the big drop. And I normally try to run my orbs a 1-to-1 from the location of entry all the way down to the actual other side, right? And so, this is obviously in a downtrend, right? We're in a downtrend. We just came up. We've been rejecting off the top of that orb. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Obviously, the rest of these markets need to continue down. And, obviously, I'm expecting some follow through here as this is with trend and we're getting the. So I'm just going to go through it and I'm just going to show you here. And we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. And we're just going to wait. And there it goes. So we're just going to wait to go to the other side of the orb. And if you look here, the S&P is on their put wall. It's the biggest put wall here in the option chain here. You can see that. But if it can get through that and the NASDAQ can break through this big put wall, the NASDAQ's got a huge put wall at 29.5. Now, they couldn't break through the put wall today. So my mindset was if they broke through it, we should expect a strong trending day. They couldn't. So you manage the trade accordingly. A lot of traders try to produce something that they can't. Oh, I'm going to trade a trend system today. Okay. But if the market's telling you that we're not trending, we're going to just go a little ways and then we're going to rotate back and go a little ways, and then you need to understand how to read that. This is the level of education and instruction and coaching you're going to get from myself and ultimately our instructors and the people that can help you become better traders. Experience. There's some big support there, but that doesn't mean the market's going to stay there. It could easily break through and retest on the other side. And what I'm seeing on this 15-minute chart on the YM, right? Like, look at the YM's in a downtrend on the 60, like no question about it, right? And the oscillator came up, built their position at the top of that orb to only break down, right? All those breakout traders or those orb traders on the large caps would have had a hard time there, not paying attention to what's going on, right? And so I anticipate a drop down to the other side of the orb. Why? Because all of these other markets are tanking. So this just being a stronger market, they're building a bigger position, and then ultimately when it drops, it drops. And so my read on this was accurate. Now we're starting to get the volume coming in on that trend, right? Does that mean this is just going to go straight down? No. It doesn't. But what it does mean is that my read on this rotation is accurate, which means this should drop. And, do I need to keep such a big stop loss? Well, if I can break through the midpoint, then I can tighten my stop loss, right? I just need to get through that midpoint. And the midpoint's right here. The midpoint of that orb is right there, which is. So I'm going to fast forward this and break it down and take a look. Came right into that midpoint. Level of support. We've gotten to the midpoint of that orb. It's the strongest market. Yes, they're all here. But one of the things you can do is we can tighten our risk. I don't expect them to come and sweep the highs on that anymore, right? Which now puts this to almost a 2-to-1 trade, right? So no matter what happens, this is a 2-to-1 trade now, not a 1-to-1 trade. And this allows more confidence in the overall expectancy of the system. The other thing, too, is that I'm in 7 contracts. I could take a third of the position off and let the rest ride to the opposing side of the orb. That ensures I pay myself a little bit, right? Or I can just leave it run. If it's starting to break and I'm seeing follow through like it's doing, nothing wrong with this. I can just put this to a 2-to-1 and basically let it run and look at it's breaking through that midpoint. And that's what I want to see. I want to see it break through that midpoint. I want to see it drop through there. And that gives me a little bit more confidence to hold, because if it can get below this and stay there, like look at how it's breaking down through here, right? We're getting tons and tons of follow through, which makes sense, right? Because we talked about being in a downtrend with negative gamma. So when the trend kicks in, we should see follow through on those pushes, right? And that's exactly what I'm teaching here in this, and that's exactly what I'm trying to show you. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? This isn't just shit I'm talking about. This is stuff I'm doing. This is real. Now, it came down. I took the sweep. I took 50% off my position, and I went to break even because the market went to shit. I didn't get any more follow through. Like the market was quiet, right? Like everything just got super quiet, and it didn't go into a strong trending day. So I just took risk off the table. Is it wrong to only take 50% profit? No. If it was a strong trending day, probably would have had a great follow through. Well, it wasn't because the other markets couldn't break their put walls. So guess what? The market stayed inside its 15-minute range. This market stayed inside the 15-minute range. Look at this. Every single other market is pretty much still inside the 15-minute orb. And these are the days where everyone's like, oh shit, it's choppy and it's not can't get any follow through. It can't. What are you talking about? Like, I'm here to tell you, like, there was a great trade right here on the NASDAQ. Came up, oversold position in a downtrend between two time frames. First Q bar, that was my Q candle, right on the higher time frame, which gave me this read. Let me show you this. Just give you a breakdown of this so you can see it. So there's the NASDAQ. And then right after that, volume trigger came in for the short right there. Boom. So that would have been the day trade signal here to take the short. Push. Now I took it on the S&P. I'll tell you why I took it on the S&P instead of the NASDAQ, because I was watching the S&P and the S&P had a little bit more weakness. Well, how did the S&P have a little bit more weakness? Well, because the NASDAQ swept the highs. NASDAQ's notorious for running stops. S&P didn't sweep the highs. So I had a choice. Do I short the NASDAQ or short the S&P? Well, the S&P was showing me more weakness, so I took the trade on the S&P and it just gave me a great trade. So on even today, when I consider today to be slower because conditions were slower and less trending markets, less follow through, even today, I still banked the money I need to make. Now, tone that down a little bit. If maybe you're trading a $10,000 account, well, it's a $500 day. If you're trading a $20,000 account, it's a $1,000 day. If you're trading a $30,000 account, it's a $1,500 day. You get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter the money. What matters is that you left doing what you said you need to do for the day. Does this make sense, traders? I wanted to do something different with today's presentation to show you that I'm not just here talking. Like I literally sit here, film myself trading, take screenshots of every single freaking trade I take. Why? Because I'm a trader too, huh? I'm not just here selling a course. I'm not just here telling you, oh yeah, we got a program. I literally teach instructors how to trade, not new traders, experienced instructors. So if I think I could take every one of you to the promised lands, it's really just a matter of you making a decision if you guys want to work with really experienced traders or if you want to go and you want to hire a 15-year-old off YouTube that's basically just pumping the sizzle. Your choice. But we know which one makes more sense. Does this make sense, guys? Now, I'm going to leave it open for some questions because I've covered a lot today. Does anybody have any questions on my trading, on the program, on anything? Put them in the chat box. While we're doing this, I'm just going to basically change my screens here a bit because did everybody enjoy that? Did you learn something from this? Yes? Did you enjoy that? It's a little different approach. Okay. Good. So I'm going to put this here. Now, the way that this works, okay, the way that this works is all you got to do is have a phone call. Why? Because we need to know you. We need to understand you. We need to know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and we can basically gauge your level of experience, your knowledge, your education. There's a link in the chat box. Okay. That's the link, but that's not Jason's book a call link, is it? ATS? Yeah, that's the landing page. So that's the landing page. It's on the website. But if you put the link for Jason's direct booking in the chat, so that you can go through this and you can look at that page. This is the funnel, and then there's Jason's book a call link here. You can go through this, right? You can read it, check it out. You want to take a look at the trading log for today in the ATS. Let's see what they did. Let's just go down. He's got so many trades. I think we're over 2,000 now. Oh yeah, we're way over 2,000. We're at 3,000 now. Jesus. Today's the 18th. Yeah. Wow, look at that. So today, Uh, Jesus, he took a lot of trades today. Look at this. So let's take a look at those trades. So those are the trades today in the trading room. So he's got one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 wins. Okay, so 7 wins today in the trading room. Oh, okay, 7 wins. One, two, 3 losses, and 1 break even. That's a lot of trades. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11 trades today. 11 trades today, 7 wins, 3 losses, 1 break even. Can you not follow that and actually trade? Like, look at the stats we track. Like, we're tracking from 2023. You know what I mean? With an 82% blended win rate across almost 4 years, 3 years. Holy moly. And if you want to look at the pictures, just click on the pictures. Take a look at all the trades. We just document them. Here's August. Go to August. We just document them. Just opening range, order flow trades, right? Striker trades, trend break trades, etc. Okay. Now, my only request is you don't get in your own way. Why? Because we often do that to yourself, right? Like I know when I'm overeating. On the weekend, I had some popcorn, and I've been training for a week. My discipline told me don't eat the popcorn, so I eat the popcorn, and the next day I feel like shit. Right? I know in my brain that I needed to actually just be more disciplined and have an apple. So you never really feel bad in the moment. You always feel bad after. So right now, you may not book a call, but then a week goes by and you take a bunch of losses. You're going to feel like shit that you didn't book that call. I'm just saying it to you straight. Right? Why? Because I've been in this business long enough to be able to talk to you real and not just try to sell you something. I know the market, I know the industry, I know traders' patterns. So for me, you have two decisions to make: stay where you are or potentially move forward. Why do I say potentially? Because you're going to have a talk with my team. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to put a poll in here. Okay. And let's see here. Yeah, there's separate trade rooms. There's separate trade rooms. Second here. Just going to run it. Hmm. I'm going to create a new poll, guys, because, okay, we'll use this one. So, here's what we're going to do. Just do me a favor. Are you in or are you out? Right? And you don't have to be in without having a call, but if you're going to book a call, put a yes and then put your phone number, right? Put your phone number in. If you're planning on booking a call, put a yes, please, because that way we know that who's booking. And then ultimately, if you can put your phone number in, that would be great. So if everybody could answer the poll, that would be great, just so that we can help you, right? If you say you're in, that doesn't mean you need to buy anything. It just means you're going to book a call so we know we can follow up. We can have a conversation with you. Okay. And that way we can do our job and we can help you. Please just put a yes and then put your phone number in. And you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. If it's not right for you, there's no hard sales. Everything is a money back guarantee. Everything is there for you, right? So just please put your phone number in, put a yes. And if it's a no, it's a no. You're not there yet. We understand that, right? But if it's a yes, put a yes and put that. Now, my promise to you is this: I will be running some private training, some private coaching, some private education. You'll get to spend time with me. You'll get to spend time with me and my instructors, but mostly me. I do private events inside these programs because the trade rooms are run by our instructors. I do the boot camps. I do the tailored system training. I do the masterminds. You're going to work with me. How many of you guys would love to spend a couple of days with me? You're going to learn more in 3 days. I had a guy that works for my company. He's the head of affiliate marketing management. And a young guy coming out of university, smart as a whippersnapper. Guy's building language learning models for our AI training. So he's training Tickblaze on how to code using AI. Like the guy's brilliant, right? He says, Sean, I've been watching YouTube for 6 months trying to trade. I say, well, let's have a call, 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes, he left that call, recorded the call, right? And went and traded for a week. Came back. He says, Sean, I made more money in a week than I did in 6 months watching YouTube. He's like, I've never experienced anything like this. He's like, what I learned from you in 30 minutes, I'm a different trader. Imagine this. Imagine you come into a program, okay, and you ultimately invest in yourself. Within 30 days or less, your entire world changes. You make a shitload more money. You're buying prop accounts, maybe multi-propping because you're basically going to go over, right? And you ultimately are where you've never been before. How do I know this? Because we have a money back guarantee. So how can we not? How can we not? Yeah, the AQS blended win rate is 80%, George. Yeah, we have an 80% blended win rate in the quant program. Yeah. Please do me a favor. Even if it's a no, just put a no. But if it's a yes, please put a yes. At the very least, you get a sales call and you talk to our rep, who's a trader as well, mind you. And he's damn good too. But he's also been where you've been. We all have. Make sense? Type a yes that you enjoyed the trade, the class today. Oh, the YM's priming for a short. I wouldn't trade the YM though. It's just gone quiet. Strongest market too, so no thanks. I already gave it a shot. You guys like the presentation? Yeah? You guys enjoy this? I just wanted to do it differently, right? Like you guys don't need to be sold. You need to be shown and you need to be held and you need to be basically coached and taught the proper way, right? I wouldn't want to go to a sales pitch where somebody just reads me a boring PowerPoint and just tells me this and that and that. Show me. Like show me. Right. And I'm going to just keep filming videos every day and filming my trades and doing this and doing that. And then basically, eventually, you'll be doing the same. Wow. So, among the traders recently reviewed, none of them whom have reached 60 days in the program recorded win rates, including 86%. So, these are our students. Some of the students that like they just joined within the last 60 days. These are their win rates. Peter, Mark, Brent, Robert, John, Jess. So these are like part of our coaching students. So these are students that have come through the program and they've given us their stats in the last 60 days. That's nuts, Jason. I didn't even know that. You got to lead with that. That's great. I love seeing that. How many of you guys would love to have an 80% win rate and be successfully trading? Real, it's 100%. Yeah, you'll be able to meet them too, guys. Like you can talk to them. We have a private Discord community. You can reach out to them. They'll communicate with you. Part of the program is everybody helps everybody, and like everybody wants to help everybody because everybody came into the program exactly where you are, and now look what they're doing. I know Howard, Jess, John, Robert, Brent, Mark, Peter Tonkin, Peter T, good guy out in Aussie, and he's doing it 80%. He was in a really rough spot. And for him to be doing that so quickly, oh, that's great. Guys, this ain't some sales pitch. This is a transformation opportunity. You guys are your own deciders. Do me a favor, guys. Please fill out the poll, right? Please fill out the poll so we can send you a proper email after. This isn't something to bother you. We're not going to cold call you. We're not going to bother you and like with a bunch of the reason we need to know it's either yes or a no is so we don't bother you. Right? So if you put a no, we're not gonna bother you. Right? Yeah. A sales pitch is when they exactly. Yeah. We don't do the theys here, Dwayne. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that shit. Yeah, like for me, like I don't care. I care about making money first. Everything else is a part of being humble. Can you guys do me a favor, type a Y in the chat box so that I know that you guys got what you came here to get? You learned some things. You're excited to speak to our team and that, we've done our job. I just want to know where we're at before we shut down the event. Feedback is always gratefully appreciated. Thanks, George. Jason will be following up with you as well. He'll be reaching out to you guys that have requested callbacks. We see a bunch of you guys. That's great. And fantastic. All right, traders. Well, listen, have a fantastic day. God bless every one of you. And hopefully you guys have a fantastic evening. I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside. And, and let me tell you this. Maybe you're sitting here saying, well, I'm not sure. I want it, but I really don't know. I don't want to spend any more money. Okay. Just book the call, right? Why? Because you don't have to buy anything on the call. You just need to talk to Jason. And after that conversation, if you feel it's the right fit for you, then it's the right fit. But if you don't have the call and you don't go through your situation and we don't figure out how to work with you, we've also got some cool programs in place for all of you guys that have spent money with us over the years. Like a lot of you have already bought products or programs and stuff. We've got different solutions to help you, which means some of you don't even have to pay full price. Some of you don't have to pay the whole rate because we discount down certain things and it's all relevant to your situation. It's all relevant to what you spent and where you've been and how far you've been with us as a company and stuff. We know some of you have been with us for years. We're going to treat you like family. We care about helping you. We want to make sure. Okay. So just fill it out. Jason will get in touch with you. And I can't wait to trade with you guys. I'm excited. I've got some boot camps coming next week. We're going to be doing boot camps on the opening range. Everybody that's in here is going to be trading with me next week. That's crazy. I'm shutting down the trade rooms. We're going to be trading with everybody. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And we'll see you on the inside. Take care.